Well, hello again, dear ones. Today is Monday, the 20th, 420, April 20th, however we want to look at it. And the beautiful part is it's time for morning prayers. I'm Reverend Robert Brzezinski. This broadcast happens every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Please do feel free to join us on either session. This evening, I'm going to have the amazing Gary Lynn Floyd with me, so more good music. And if you saw last night's broadcast with Karen Drucker, you know that was a pretty amazing and special experience as well. So I'd invite you to check out some of the back episodes with some of your favorite New Thought artists and a whole bunch of different ministers. And I do have a great lineup of ministers joining me this week. Raymond Anderson, Elijah Christopher, and others. Please drop in 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. And if in between those times you'd like to get some prayer going, please by all means send me an email, revbriz@spiritevolving.com. I'll get your prayers in my prayer book. And or if there's room in the schedule, we can pray right there on the phone with you. So happy to do that either way, whatever supports you the most. One real quick plug before we jump into some prayer here today. I always like to give people a chance to get into the room. I'm doing another version of my meditation mini retreat. It's going to be May 2nd, so a week from 2 weeks from Saturday. And it starts at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. It's a quick 3 hours. Did I just say that? Quick 3 hours? It's 3 hours. and, uh, and for me, it feels quick because we get to go deep and we get to look at what we really want in our lives and what we truly desire from and in our lives. So I invite you to join me for that. That's going to be based on a love offering. And so check that out. There's a link there that'll get you over there. And do remember, new episodes of The Good News and Now the Good News come out every Tuesday morning. So I'll be working on the Good News podcast later today, finishing that all up and getting it ready for you. And tomorrow morning we'll have a brand new episode of And Now the Good News. So, um, okay. There is an excitement in the air. In my opinion, there's no question about it. And in my experience, more than my opinion, my experience is that there really is an excitement in the air. Now, some people are taking that excitement and they're trying to turn that vibration into fear. Some people are taking that excitement and they're trying to turn it into protest and into their into demanding this of the whatever we call it and however we want to use it. There is an excitement in the air, and it's that vibration of excitement that I want to really tune into. Because from my perspective, worry, fear, that's just excitement turned in the wrong direction. That's just excitement looking down the spiral rather than looking up, rather than looking towards what's coming, what's next. So I like to, especially in the mornings, get started in that vibration of excitement, that vibration of anticipation. Not that something's going to happen way out in the future, but anticipation for what's going to happen next, right away, today, in this experience. I have an anticipation that I'm going to get a haircut one of these days soon. Somebody's going to sneak by here and sit in my backyard and cut my hair. I digress. There's an excitement for, in my opinion, my perspective, living. And that's what I'd like to pray about today. So if you're with me and you're in a comfortable place, please do close your eyes and relax for a moment and let yourself turn within. Turn to that space, that place where you know God. See, what I recognize is that there is one God, Now, some call it by many, many names. Some call it Buddha or Brahma or Yahweh, Vishnu, Kuan Yin, Source Energy, Divine Love, Gaia, Mother Earth, the One. No matter the name, no matter the image, no matter the icon, I recognize this oneness as God, as the power and the presence and the intelligence that operates through all of life, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and that which is without end. For I recognize that this one life is everlasting. I recognize God as the source and the supply of all life, of love and light and beauty, truth and health and wealth and well-being, abundance, prosperity. I recognize God as that one self-existent cause that is forever taking on form and abandoning that form in order to take on new form. And so in this day, I recognize that that oneness reveals itself as my life, as my very life, every moment, every day, every breath, every experience. And knowing that is true of my life, I know that must be true of all life. For there is no one outside of the oneness. There is no out there. There is nothing, no other. So everyone, an expression of God, means everyone has access to that power, that presence, that intelligence, has access to everything necessary to fulfill the great mission for their lives on the planet. I recognize each one that hears these words as a divine emanation of God's life on the planet at this time. And so I know each one brings a unique set of gifts and skills and talents to this party called life. I know you bring a unique set of events and experiences and perspectives to life. So I recognize that you are absolutely vital to the evolution of human consciousness. And that's what's happening here. There is an evolution of human consciousness occurring moment by moment in front of our very eyes. I see it every day in the headlines, in the back pages, on the conspiracy sites, everywhere. The message is the same. God revealing itself to humanity at this time. There's no question that in this moment, humanity is awakening to its spiritual magnificence. And yes, in the human perspective, there are those that would appear otherwise, and that is, those are just appearances. That's just their journey. And yes, sometimes that journey expresses as hatred or condemnation or questioning or protest, and no matter what that all is, it's still all God. Each one playing a sacred part, each one fulfilling a sacred role to push humanity across this evolutionary leap. And so I am humanly in sorrow. I feel that sense of sorrow for those that are suffering in the human body right now. But I feel an excitement for what's happening on both sides of the veil. Yes, there is an exodus of souls leaving this body, this human experience, leaving this worldly plane and traveling off to another dimension, another dimension of beingness, of livingness. And I'm excited for the information they'll share back with us. See, what I know is I know life is an evolving spiral. And that while I can't push someone up the spiral, I'm free to offer a hand and support and help anyone that wants to travel up that spiral. And right now, there is a great exodus of souls making the leap to the next evolution of livingness, what is beyond the veil, what is beyond the waterline, which is farther up the spiral than I can see. But I stay in a deep sense of trust and excitement that this must be true. And that those farther up the spiral are vibrationally, energetically, prayerfully supporting and helping and finding ways to call forth each one that is on this plane. Life is good. And I am excited for what comes because there is a great evolution upon us. And that evolution is God's work. And so it must be good because it could be no other way. God does not create discord or disease. God does not create division. God does not create separation. Those are human misuses of the law. The law, God's law, is one of love and light and order, of truth and beauty and abundance for all. No one missing, no one absent, no one left behind. And so I feel again that sense of excitement for whatever this day holds, because it's got to be God, and it could be no other way. And so from that excitement, I feel a sense of gratitude to release this word, a sense of gratitude for the truth that's been spoken here this day. Most especially grateful to know that God's got this so I can get out of the way. I release this word into the law that in fact has already said yes to this prayer, that is already operating upon it, already bringing the pieces and the people and the organ and the opportunities all together. I rest in the knowingness that God's got it, and I can let it be. And if any one word of this has served or struck a chord or supported you in any way, I invite you to join me in saying and affirming this truth as we say together, and so it is. And so, and so, and so it is. Mm. Thank you, dear ones, for being with me. I feel your energy. I know you're out there, and whether you're listening live or checking in at a later time, I appreciate you being a part of what's happening here. We're shifting the consciousness of humanity one prayer at a time, every day, every morning, every evening, and throughout the day as well. So, and do remember, there's another great way to shift your energy. New Thought Radio, positively inspiring tunes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Really great music there all the time, all your favorite New Thought artists. And I can't talk about it just yet, but there's some really exciting news that's coming from New Thought Radio a little bit later this week. So I promise you'll be one of the first to hear, especially if you're on the 8:15 broadcast. We're going to go. Have a great day. Do some good in the world because that's what you do anyway. Just recognize you're always doing good in the world. You are loved. I love you. And you are loving as well. Peace and blessings. We'll see you this evening. Bye now.